Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Diamond Within podcast. Thank you for joining me wherever you are. I'm so pleased that you're with me today and hope that life is going really, really well for you and that you're feeling good. And even if you're not, I hope that good things are to come. So today, I want to share another experience I had that has to do with this. My book. My book is on Amazon right now. It's called My Diamond Within. Can you see it? It's got my name and all that stuff on it. I went back to look at the reviews on Amazon. I've had some very good reviews on Amazon. That's where my book is available right now. No website just yet, but soon to come. And then I'm scrolling through, and then I see this big long one, and I read it. It's a 1-star review, and I was reading through it. I'm not going to quote anything that was said per se, but it was more like ouch. This person had no good things to say about it, and claimed that I have no advanced training. I don't claim to, by the way, in my book. I don't have any advanced training in nursing or with yoga instructing. I'm only 200 hour. I don't claim to have any kind of advanced training in psychotherapy or psychology or even as a advanced practice registered nursing. I'm not an APRN, okay? I got my bachelor degree. So I never claimed to have any of that. This was based on my experience, what I've learned, and my story, and what I'm sharing with you. That's what it is, my journey. And so the review was, at first I was giggling as I was reading through. I'm kind of giggling, like laughing a little bit, but then kind of trying to laugh to avoid feeling like that anxious or that hurt feeling, I guess. Does that make sense? So I was, after reading a few times, and then telling my husband about it, telling my mentor who wrote my foreword actually, and getting some feedback from them. And my husband tells me well, this person is probably not your target audience, and if they don't like it, they don't have to read the book. And clearly this person has way too much time on their hands to feel like they've got to leave that type of negative review. Maybe there's people that go around all day doing that. I don't know. And then my mentor told me, he said, if you don't have haters, then you're not working hard enough. And I go, yeah, that's good. It made me think of all the great leaders in history, religious or not. They all had movements, had followers. They spoke with power. I think about even commander generals or even crazy people like Napoleon Bonaparte, right? In France, or Hitler even, they all had some of these qualities that created movements. Like Martin Luther King and even Jesus Christ himself. They all spoke with some kind of power or authority to create a mass movement to get a bunch of people to follow them and agree with them. But they all met opposition in every turn. There were people that were for Napoleon Bonaparte and weren't. People for Jesus and who weren't. For Martin Luther King and people who were against. So it's not anything new that if you're trying to create something or do something good or great in the world or get your name out there, there's always going to be opposition. There's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people that are going to trash talk you and give you death threats or something. And it's just the nature of that there's always opposition, right? There's always light and there's always dark. There's always good. There's always bad. There's always bitter and sweet, right? There's always going to be that in our world. So I let the review kind of sink in a little bit, and it kept on coming back to my mind over the next few days. But ultimately, I was grateful for it because it was also good for some self-reflection. It helped me take a closer look at me. Like, if I want to become someone that people can look up to, or look to my book and look to me for advice or whatever, that I need to, step into a greater person. Even if I'm not going to get advanced training in my life, I don't know what lies next in nursing for me. I don't really feel like I want to go further for more advanced degrees at this point. I mean, it's a lot of debt. I'm happy where I'm at with nursing right now, so I'll stay there. And in my current nursing position, I really love it. So, and yes, I've learned a lot in that one. But for me, it was like, I need to be the person that I want to be. I need to just be more kind, be more compassionate, and look at myself every day saying, am I the person that if my future self looked back at me and had a conversation with my future self, would they be proud of me right now? Or what would they tell me? That type of stuff. So it was a good little learning experience, and obviously prepping me for maybe more difficult things to come, because it's always going to get harder, right? It's never meant to be easy. I've said that over and over and over again, right? It's like being hammered into you. It's just, it's never going to be easy. But I'm grateful for the learning experience. I guess the big takeaway here is, as I mentioned earlier, there's going to be opposition everywhere. And you got to learn how to just say, okay, this person doesn't care. This person is not part of, my target audience. This person doesn't care, doesn't give a crap. So, just let them believe what they want to believe, and let them be. And, that didn't stop Martin Luther King from speaking his mind of, I have a dream, his speech. That didn't stop Jesus from fulfilling God's will and on earth. It didn't stop crazy leaders like Hitler from trying to, sorry, that's a bad example, but I'm just pointing out that, like, they were driven, it didn't stop them from achieving their goal. I mean, I don't use that to say that Hitler was good at all, but if you think of just the qualities of that made them have that kind of following, they still kept going with the crazy vision that they had. So I want you to remember the opposition is there for us to learn. It's there for us to see, like, what are we going to do with it? Are we going to let it get to us and let it tear us down? Or are we going to stand up and fight for what we believe is right, what we believe in, type of thing? So hope that helps today. Again, full disclaimer, I'm not, or don't have any kind of APRN or advanced training, so I'm just telling my story. So if you purchase my book and you would like to ask me questions about it, feel free to reach out to me on social media, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. So I hope that you have an amazing day. I hope that resonates with you wherever you are, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. Bye.